You know what time it is? It's prime time again. No, this is not a redo of an old video I did on my Final Form Prime. This is actually an all-new 2.0 Final Form Prime. I've learned a lot over the years of making primes. Each one seems to get better. And this is no exception. This is one of my favorite ones I've done so far. The base body on this thing, like on all my other primes, is the Caliban, which to me, the Caliban is a perfect base to, if you're going to make a custom prime figure, get you a Caliban. The bulk, the thickness of the chest, the jacked arms and veins popping is perfect for the character prime. The head sculpts started out as this one, and we got the enlarged Hyperion head. Commissioned Glassman Customs years ago to enlarge these heads for me. He's not in business anymore. I went to his website recently, and it's down. But he was nice enough to enlarge these head castings for me. And I ordered a few extra ones, but I ran out, so I ended up learning how to mold parts because I wanted to make more of these heads. In doing so, I wanted to make a smiling head, so I used a Bampresto all-might head. Cast that, cut it in half, cut one of these castings in half, blend them together so I can have a smiling head for Prime. The armor, all that, sculpted with A's Fix-It and using styrene to help shape it. On the edges of the armor for a nice clean look, I've put down styrene strips so I know where to sculpt to. The P is cut from styrene, the center P, and the rest of it's sculpted. The gauntlets, I actually made castings of my original Final Form Prime, and I was able to reproduce these. And these are floating pieces, so you can actually move them around for different poses. Anyway, if I go on the boots, I reshaped it to the lower legs to get that nice tapered down look, because the Caliban has some chunky ankles. So to use the type of feet I want to use, I had to taper these down. I used the Warpath feet. But these parts of the boots actually started out as gauntlets. So I was actually able to cut them in half, glue them in place, take styrene, go around the sides. Then use A's Fix-It to smooth it down. For the cape, actually, a friend of mine actually made the cape for me. Don Sawyer on Instagram. I'll put his contact information below. He makes custom soft goods. Love how this turned out. The colors match the tester's French blue and the guard's red I used on the figure. That turned out so good. And my friend Brian that does vinyl sign work, he actually cut the P, reproduced the P in Illustrator, and I sent the files to him. He cut them out, and I sent the cape to him. He cut it and pressed it onto the cape. Looks very professional finished look there, with a combination with the beautifully done cape. The arm hair and the tattoos are water slides. I made these in Photoshop and applied the water slides to give him his arm hair on his arms. So you can, with the floating piece here, so you can get a look at the arm hair. That turned out really good. Same with the scales tattoo. One thing too with water slides, so I can get an exact look for each head, I made water slides for the eyebrows and the pupils. So you get a nice match for the heads. The eyebrows are the same, the eyes are the same. They're done with, the pupils and irises are done with water slide decals. So get a nice consistent look for that. With constructing this prime too, I actually sculpted over all the pins after assembling. I actually gave him a pinless look, so I can nice clean look on both the inside the forearms and on the legs. There are no more pins showing on this figure. For the hands, I actually did something different with the hands. Normally I would actually just use 1/6 scale Deadpool hands, but I've been stockpiling all these Caliban hands. I made molds of the 1/6 scale Deadpool hands. Here we go. We got the 1/6 scale Deadpool hands, the fist. I cut these in half, like through here. So you can see where I cut the Caliban hand and grafted these together. Actually, I think by doing that, I actually have a better fit. Looks better for the hands. I like these better. The shape, these are already, the base of the hand is meant to fit with the Caliban. Plus, to make the 1/6 scale Deadpool hands fit, the pegs are smaller. So I got to modify the forearms. This way, didn't have to modify anything on the forearms, just splice the hands together. And to me, that looks so good the way these turned out. With bringing in my previous Prime figure, and one thing you'll notice, a little different too, this one has cleaner armor. One of the things was when I was building this one, I want to try to do a lot cleaner look of the chest armor and the waist armor. On this one, I preserved the waist twist. But when I got thinking about it, I never use this because it breaks the sculpt so much when you use this type of waist twist. It is so ugly. So I just eliminated the waist twist on this one for a much cleaner look for the armor. I love how this one looks compared to the seam line here. Boots too, I do lose the boot cut twist when I sculpt the boots like this. Tried a few different methods like saving it, but by trying to save those boot cuts, it's just not as clean looking. I like the nice clean sculpt better. The cape is removable. Like on my previous primes, I embedded magnets into the traps. He has magnets buried in here and sculpted over top of. Now the armor continues around to the back. Everything looks really good there, and the sculpt goes up to continues with the armor on the back as well. The skin tones are nice, detailed shading. I started with a warmer skin tone from Testers. I base coat that with that first. Then I dry brush the lighter skin tone over top, which gives a nice shading detail, like depth to the skin tones. And after that's done, with the lighter skin tone, I'll lighten it up. And I use that to highlight all the veins. All the vein works has been detailed out. Really shows the detail and highlights those veins when you add a little bit of lighter color to make them pop. To change out the head sculpts, easy, nice, and what I did, I installed O-rings inside the head castings. So you get that nice factory pop when you put the heads on, interchange between the heads. So when you get that nice little pop every time you change out the head. I clearanced all the joints for paint, so you don't have to worry about paint rub on this one. So everything is clearanced properly, so when you move it, you will not be rubbing off any paint. Same with on the ankles, the wrist, the elbows, the bicep swivels, the hinges up here. All that has been clearanced to allow for movement. Same with the ab crunch too. I shave out material in the ab crunch. That way there's no collision points when you articulate the ab crunch up and down. And to just place the cape back on, and it holds nice and secure, some heavy duty neodymium magnets. And it's a bendy wire cape, so it can be posed around. But yeah, this one turned out great. Personally, I think this is my best one yet. Looks wise, cleanliness, the smoothness of the paint turned out fantastic. I had no problems, issues with any kind of. I know when I was making this one, I had a bad batch of clear coat. When I was sealing up this torso, I ended up having to strip the entire torso and start over with a paint job on the torso. This one, I had no issues. This one turned out flawlessly. After initially making my original Prime figures, I have been contacted quite a bit for people wanting me to commission them to do a custom Prime for them. I don't really do commissions because I take a lot of time when I make my customs. This has taken me a while to make this one, just off and on my spare time, because I work full time and I take care of an elderly handicapped family member. So I don't have a lot of time on my free time. So it doesn't allow me, and to me it's not fair if I try to do commissions. It takes me months to do something other that's top level quality like this. But I did make this one to sell. This one will be going up on eBay. Since an opportunity for everybody that's been asking for me to make a Prime for them. So I'm going to put this, I'll put the listing for the eBay auction down below, hopefully to make a Prime fan very happy. And I put a ton of detail work on this. You don't have to worry about this being rushed or anything. If you're looking to get a premium Prime figure, it's kind of hard to let this one go, but that's what the main purpose I made this one for. But anyway, thank you for taking the time. I watched the review. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time.